right, welcome back. Josh Beatar here for From the Stands, flying solo today, joined alongside UFC flyweight Stewart Nicoll. Mate, that is pretty cool to say. I imagine it sounds
Yeah,
even better. How does it
yeah.
feel? Firstly, how does that sound hearing those words?
Man, it's got a nice ring to it, eh? That's that
Yeah.
is nice. Something I gotta get used to. The guys make jokes about it at the gym and call me UFC Stu. That's funny. But it does have a nice ring to it, and it's fantastic. I'm so stoked to be. That's the dream. It's always been the dream. It's a dream for many fighters to be, part of the UFC, biggest organization in the world, and dream come true.
Absolutely, man. Look, the first thing I want to know is, can you give me the backstory on how you found out, and I guess when it became official, what were the moments leading up to that, and when you found out, hey, you're going to be debuting UFC 305, where were you, and just give me that story because I always love hearing those stories of when guys get the news and what they must feel during that moment.
Yeah. No, it's an interesting story. It was I found out in the gym when I got the news, but it at the time, like, it was a bit stressful. Uh, you know, 7 weeks out from Perth, I didn't think that was even a viability anymore, and even Contender Series was filling up, and so it was like a stressful time. It's like,
Mm.
I'm 29, turning 30 soon. Like, I need to make this happen, and I got 3 kids, and
Yeah.
like bills and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, it was like a bit stressful, to be honest. And I was feeling a little bit down. I was feeling like, man, is this going to happen? Like, am I going to have to wait another year? And I came into the gym. Um, put the gloves on, and I was a bit suspect. They had a camera set up, and the voice said, "Oh, hey, just gather around. We'll have a little meeting." And then they passed me a phone. I was, Remy and Danny from my
Ruby, yeah.
management, sports. They're on the phone, video chat, and it was unreal. Like, they said, well, first they started with some bad news. I said, "Oh, hey, Stu, sorry, mate. Uh, we don't have a spot for you on Contender Series. It's all filled out. But good news is we got Perth for you." So and I just like lost it. A bit emotional, and um, just unreal moment. Yeah, it was definitely, just like filled with emotion at the time, and just it was fantastic, especially just where my head was,
Mm.
leading into that. I was starting to get a little bit down about possibilities and stuff, and then to have that news break, I was like, oh man, this is absolute blessing.
Unbelievable, man. What goes through your mind during that moment when you're sitting there and they're telling you this? This is what someone works towards for so long. And last beatdown fight we covered where you were at, I asked you that question and I said, the UFC's got to be next. It's one of the things that I think is in your future. And you said, give me the call, like I won't disappoint you. And I suppose when that call is made and it becomes reality, because so many blokes dream of it for so long, and like you said, you're 29 turning 30, so it's not something that's just come about the last year that you want to be in the UFC. It's more of a lifelong sort of goal, I'd imagine. And
Yeah.
when you hear that, because not only are you getting a shot at the UFC, you're debuting in the UFC. It's very rare these days. It's more guys, get more pushed towards a contender series. I mean, the last one from here was Kevin Jusay, who got the crack at UFC 293. So what goes through your mind when you're sitting there and they're talking to you?
Oh, I just couldn't believe it. I was just like, oh man, like, I just couldn't believe it. Like I said, just a blessing. Hey, like, everything happens. Right time, right place. Just super blessed to have that opportunity given to me. And I said it before and say again, like, I'll grab with both hands and make the most of it.
Mm.
Um, I'm just blessed, to be honest. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh man, like, it took a while to set in. It's only just setting in really now, like, that I've completed all the forms and everything. Like, because
Yeah, yeah.
that's hectic as well. That's like stressful, and all the medicals and stuff, and finished all that sort of stuff. And now it's like, oh man, this is real. Like, all the boxes are ticked. Just just 5 more weeks or less than 5 weeks, 4.5 weeks, and
Yeah.
we're going. We're living the dream. We're chasing the dream, and yeah, it's just I couldn't believe it. Yeah, you're right. Like it is. Like I was more looking towards Contender Series.
Mm.
So for them to drop that news on me, it was just I was over the moon. Um, and a little bit of disbelief. And I'm like, yeah, it's just setting in now, and yeah, I want to make the most of this opportunity.
What's up, guys? It's Josh here from the stands, and look, I know you're in the middle of a good little interview that we're currently doing, but I want to take a second of your time just to give a quick little shout out to today's sponsor, TrainAid. Obviously, they're big supporters of us, like we are of them, and today they're sponsoring this video. And look, I want to let you guys know about a little product they do, their premium product, TrainAid Hydration. It's the best hydration formula on the market, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. And look, if you don't believe me, ask guys like Israel Adesanya, Alexander Volkanovski, Leon Edwards. You ever heard of these guys? I mean, they're the top athletes in the world. And they're all taking TrainAid Hydration. It really is the #1 formula in the world for hydration. And in the summer months here in Australia, I mean, it's something that I think everyone should be taking. And TrainAid have been very nice to give us a discount code, a very healthy discount code as well. I mean, it's a nice little discount code. If you use the code FTS15 at the checkout, they will give you 15% off. We'll leave a link to their website in this description of this video. And yeah, check them out, guys. Please support them because they are supporting us. Cheers.
I know you will. And speaking on the Australian scene for a moment, when I spoke to Jacob Watts maybe 3 months ago, he said to us that he tried to make you and Sean Gauci for the flyweight title in New Zealand, and he said that you
Yep.
turned that fight down, and I
Yep.
I wanted to question that because I know you're not a guy that turns down fights for any old reason. I know there probably would have been a reason for that. And then, a week later, we speak to Elliot, your head coach, Elliot Compton, and he sort of said, there's some things that we can't disclose right now, but it'll come out and you'll see why Stewie's not fighting. And well, I had no idea what it was. I thought maybe it was health reasons, or maybe there was something going. I didn't. We were, trying to come to a conclusion of what it was. But can you confirm now that that was the reason why this fight didn't get made?
Yeah, essentially, like I listened to my coaches and managers and stuff, and my management was saying, just sit tight. We're extremely confident. Like it's pretty much a done deal that we'll get you on Contenders. Um, and if we get you on Contenders, then like there's a good chance you get slotted into this Perth card. Like they'll just take you off Contenders. Those were the talks that we're having. So they said just sit tight, don't do anything silly. Like
Hmm.
just yeah, just sort of just keep training, just keep doing your thing, and yeah, just be patient. And it's paid off. In hindsight, like so, yeah, we're here now.
Yeah. And on the shot that you're getting in the UFC, how special is it to you that, like we talked about before, how rare it is that a guy gets signed to the UFC directly. It's always through a Contender Series. But I feel like that's the UFC showing a good amount of faith in you, because I would assume that it's not just a one fight deal. It most likely, these things are usually 3 fight deals when you
Yep.
sign. So it does show that they have an incredible amount of faith in you to sign you directly to the organization, as opposed to wanting to test you through the Contender Series. Have you thought about that at all? And if so, how meaningful is that they've got this faith in you heading into Perth?
Yeah, I've seen that being thrown around. With Mitch Tilly
Mm.
saying it in one of his things. But yeah, I just think that's just how life works sometimes. Like sometimes cool.
Yeah, right.
um, oh wow, that's actually the volume's actually
Oh,
increased now.
perfect. There we go.
There we go. I can hear you now. I
Needed
can
a,
hear you now. See,
awesome,
I
awesome.
need my mom to call.
We were lip
I don't know
reading
what the
before.
go there is. Yeah, yeah. No, I just had to focus really hard. The question again. Yeah, the faith in me. Yeah, like yeah. If I'm being positive, that's a good way of looking at it. Um, that they have a lot of faith in me, and that's fantastic. Maybe I'm a bit pessimistic with that sort of stuff. I don't know. Like I just think I don't know. I think I'm really lucky and blessed to be given this opportunity. And um, yeah, I just think that's how life works, man. Like just time and place and everything lining up. I don't want to like say that, I deserve to go straight to the UFC or anything silly like that. Like I was, we were expecting to get contenders, and yeah, this is just friggin' yeah, unreal
Yeah.
news, unreal opportunity. Yeah, that's all I can really say about that. Like I just yeah, just it is crazy, and if they have faith in me, then I'll do my best to not let them down and kill it in
Yeah,
5 weeks.
absolutely. And I guess one thing I've thought about too is the fact that you're heading over there with Tom Nolan, who takes on Alex Reyes, in the lightweight division. And what's I think really special about this is, you know, Tom gets signed and you're fighting on beatdown and racking up these wins. Now you're joining him and you guys are going to be flying together, getting over there. And it's like you have that familiar face with you throughout fight week because I would imagine it's a bit, it may be a daunting experience for some guys. Not daunting, but, um, a nervous experience because it's a big thing, you know what I mean? So the fact that you have Tom there with you, I feel like will help a lot in those sort of areas of nervousness. Maybe they come through. I feel like you guys are all going to be together, and he's going to be facing the same thing. He's going out there to fight Alex Reyes, and you're going to fight Jesus Aguilar. So, is it special having Tom join you and knowing that you guys are heading over there together?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like I haven't thought about that stuff too much. But yeah, you're right. Like it'll just be like a boys trip, like
Mm.
we're on the same flight. Um, Over there, we're heading, pretty early. Like we're going in there on Sunday. So just a boys trip, hey, just a boys trip. We got a job to do, and I'm confident we'll both get the job done. But yeah, it does make it a little bit less daunting, having the
Mm.
boys there, and my brother's coming with me early as well. Um, so yeah, it definitely makes things a little bit easier.
Mm.
I can ask Tom questions and stuff
Yeah.
like and, pick his brain a little bit, like with how the show's run and stuff and all that kind of stuff. So it does take a little bit from it, like in a good way. Yeah. So yeah, that's exciting as well. Just
Mm.
you know, head over to the airport together and yeah, jump on the plane together and yeah, be
Yeah.
a awesome boys trip to that.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I want to touch on, Stewie, is obviously, Sean Gauci and Anthony Drillich both on this season of Dana White's Contender Series. So the big three from this country in the flyweight division, which was very heavily talked about for many months, over a year, I feel like, as who was going to get the shot. And out of the three of you, it was, a lot of people would say, which one would it be? Not the fact that everyone would get the shot at the same time.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty cool that you guys all got an opportunity one way or another at the same time, a month
it's
apart.
awesome.
It's, you get signed, Gauci gets announced, then Drillich gets announced later in the day. It's pretty cool. So I guess what's that like knowing that, the guys that you were talked about in terms of who, people wanting to see those fights, these guys are getting their shot too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, like I said it in another interview, like it's just it was just a coin flip between us three. That was conversations happening all over the place. Who's
Mm.
going to get the shot? And yeah, it's just awesome that the UFC see the value in all three of us and yeah, put us all through.
Mm.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's great for Australian MMA. That's like yeah, huge. This is a huge event. Like three flyweights getting signed. Like that's just incredible. And I think we've got to give some credit to Steve, for
Mm.
putting the flyweights on the map as well,
Mm.
in the UFC, and he's fighting on the same card, that
Yeah.
Perth card, and yeah, so exciting times for Australian MMA, especially in the flyweight division. Like
Yeah.
yeah, we're making a mark on the UFC.
Yeah, absolutely. And I saw you were training with Sean today. Sean Gauci, you guys got some training in, which is always very cool to see. Guys that were talked about as an opponents that are now training together and helping each other as you guys, venture into your journey in the next month or two. How was that training session getting to work with Gauci today?
Oh, it's awesome, man. It's always good. We've trained together before. I've I've trained with him a few times at his gym up at
Mhm.
Sunny Coast there. Yeah, like he helped me get ready for my last fight against Isai Quintano, and yeah, I ended up going down and doing a session for his last fight. Um, so that was why, like, I always thought that was like a weird situation as well with that matchup.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, now we're in the position that we're in, and yeah, we're just gonna help each other for our upcoming UFC fights. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's how I always wanted it to be. Like he does live an hour away, which is nothing really. Like
Mm.
when you think about it.
Yeah.
Um, and like yeah, like it's flyweights are hard to come by, just like heavyweights. And I think it's really really hard to find flyweights, especially at that level. The division in Australia has only got like 20 of them.
Yeah.
So it was a no brainer to me. I was like, man, we're like a link up. Like I approached Gauci, yeah, like oh god, like quite a while ago. I'm not 100% sure, like maybe 6 months ago, or maybe less, maybe 4 months or something, 4 or 5 months. And yeah, just said like, yeah, it's a no brainer. We should be working together,
Mm.
because I'm sure he's got the same problem. I think yeah, like it's just hard to find flyweights
Yeah.
um at this level to move around with and to help prepare for fights, because you kind of need it. Like we do move differently, like so yeah, it's an awesome thing we got going. And yeah, hopefully keep it going and we both kill it.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a few last ones for you. I don't want to hold you up all afternoon, but
Yeah, yeah, all right.
I've been enjoying this chat with you. And I guess the next thing is how big is that for Beatdown Promotions having you signed to the UFC because them as a rising promotion. I mean, they're 8 shows in. They're 8 shows
Yep,
in.
yep.
You've got Eternal, who's at 80, 87 shows coming up, and Hex. It's
Wow.
that's Hex. It's near 30, past 30 now. So for them to be 8 shows in, they've had you there as a staple, and it's been considered a legitimate organization, a legitimate promotion where you've come through, you've now been signed to the UFC. It elevates their status as well. Because now you don't have to be with Eternal. You don't have to. There was a while there, maybe a year and a half ago, where if you weren't with Eternal, it was very hard to get in the UFC. It was, almost looked at as the pathway. So you've kind of etched
Yeah.
your own. You've kind of, carved your own path with Beatdown. So I guess how nice is that knowing that you've been able to elevate them as well, whether you want to admit it or not. I think you have, and
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I'll admit it. Yeah, it's just nice to break that that mentality as well, that you have to be exclusive to this promotion or that promotion, or the only way in is through this way. Like that's just nice. I think it's better for Australian MMA to have options and fighters not to be forced into one promotion or another. So it's just good. Competition is good. Beatdown run an awesome show.
Mm.
Damien and Mitch run an awesome show. I was there on the weekend, cornering someone there, and yeah, yes, another great show. Um, so yeah, no, it's great for Beatdown, and yeah, that's yeah. I'm happy that's happened, and yeah, I just think yeah, for Australian MMA, it's just good to have competition, and Beatdown do run a fantastic show. That's why I love fighting for them. Yeah, just top to bottom, great show.
Yeah, absolutely. My last two are on Jesus Aguilar, who you face at UFC 305.
Yep.
Obviously, he, from what us Australians will know, he obviously took out Shannon Ross at International Fight Week last year. Um, what if have what have you seen on Jesus? I imagine it's a name you've known for about a month or two now at this point. I would imagine you've watched some tape on him. How much have you seen of his fights, and what kind of fight are you expecting at 305?
I don't know what to expect. Like you don't know really until you get in there, and feel him. But yeah, I watched his last three fights in particular. I've watched them multiple times. I don't like to watch fights that are too old. People evolve
Mm.
and change and stuff. So, but I've watched these last three in the UFC multiple times. I've studied them and stuff, and yeah, I think he's got power. Obviously, knocked Shannon Ross out. Like it was pretty nasty. You know, if I
Mm.
ever feeling lazy and need some motivation, I just watch that
Yeah,
fight. It's like, oh
yeah,
man, I gotta. That's good motivation for me to train hard, extra motivation. Yeah, he hits hard. He's got a good calf kick, like just power. He's got a lot of power on the feet. He uses that power to set up his takedowns. He loves to wrestle, loves to grapple. It looks like he's got really good grappling on the ground. Yeah, he's very strong, explosive, gets back up, and that's the question. Like, can he get up against me, and at what cost? Can I make him? Yeah, can I drown him and make him pay for those explosive movements? But yeah, you don't know. You don't know till you feel him, and he's by far the highest level guy I fought. So yeah, questions will be answered. And yeah, I'm keen to see where it sits.
Yeah. What last one for me is what strengths are you sort of wanting to employ against him? Obviously, you have incredible grappling, great jiu-jitsu. You know how to keep those guys down and find a way for a finish. That's one thing that I always say is that you always look for a finish. You're never complacent and looking for a decision. So, what sort of strengths are you going to try and play to beat Jesus? Because if you beat Jesus at 305, I think that shows it's a big statement win, especially in any way, a
Yep.
decision in any way you win, you beat Jesus Aguilar, and that's a statement win on your debut. So what sort of strengths are you going to try and play to?
Yeah, just play to my strengths. Like I said, like I just yeah, try working my game and take him down, hold him down, and make him use a lot of energy trying to get up. Um, but then mix it up, man. Like I think I haven't been able to show my striking much, but I think that's because people don't get up. I'm
Mm,
able to finish the fight. Like why take the riskier route if you don't need to?
mm,
But I imagine he's gonna be strong. He's gonna be able to pop up. And if it's if the clearest route to victory is throwing down with him, that's what I'll do. I can mix it up. I can strike. I can wrestle. I can got good jiu-jitsu. I can do everything. It just takes the right dance partner to force me to throw hands. So
mm.
I'm just ready everywhere. I'm ready for this fight to go everywhere. Like you don't want to have like too like strong of a thing in your mind, and if I just think I'm going to hold him down, he pops back up. That's just gonna hurt my confidence. Like I can mix up everywhere. If he gets back up and throws me off, and we're back to the feet, and that's fine. Like I just gonna strike and just mix it up. Just do MMA. And yeah, just make it a scrap.
Yeah, absolutely. Stewie, I told you off air, mate, that how happy I was for you, and I'll tell you here as well. From Alex, who is away today, and myself, mate, we're so happy for you that you're getting the chance on a huge platform, no bigger stage than the UFC pay-per-view as well. Not a
Yeah,
fight night, but a
yeah,
pay-per-view. You're getting to debut. Either way you look at it, you've made the UFC, and I think that's something you'll always be able to say and look back on in 10, 20 years' time that you got signed to the UFC. It's an incredible achievement. So happy for you.
yep.
I'll be there. I'll be there covering UFC 305 in Perth. So I look forward to seeing you. We'll be able to see you throughout the fight week. Go from Beatdown Promotions to the UFC together. So I love that you made it, mate, and we're very happy for you.
Thanks, Josh. Thanks, Josh. And there, once again, like I appreciate you guys, all your support, and for throwing my name in the hat for UFC Perth, a few months ago, and yeah, massive supporter. So thank you very much, and yeah, I'll see you at Perth.
Of course, mate. See you then, mate. Take care.
Awesome. See you, Josh. Take care.